Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Tell me, are you ready to ditch the ordinary? Ready to embark on an unforgettable journey? Today we're diving into the world of road trips with the amazing Wilder Trips app. We're Mark and V, and this is our adventures. Well, just what is the Wilder Trips app? I can hear you asking. Well, I'm going to tell you. Imagine having a personal travel genie in your pocket. That's exactly what Wilder Trips is. This is an all-in-one road trip planner. It helps you craft the perfect journey, enables you to find those hidden gems and have an absolutely seamless journey. Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to head over to the Wilder Trips website and sign up for an account. So let's do that. So here we are on the Wilder Trips website. We literally need to come over to the login page. I've already created myself an account, but if we go log in and then come down to here where it says sign up, click on the sign up, enter your name, your email, password, sign up, and there you are, all done. So we'll actually log in a minute. So here we are on the home page, all logged in, and we can see we have a couple of menus up here. We have pricing, about, blog, contact, and road trips. First thing you want to make a note of, on the free version, you'll notice that you can only create one trip and have a maximum of 10 stops. Now, that may be enough for you. It may well do what you want it to do. However, for £14, £15 I think it is with my discount code, and the discount code is FTT50, and that will give you 1 year at 50%. So sign up, and once you're signed up, you'll find that they already have some road trips already pre-planned. So let's just go in and have a look at them. There you can see there's a North Coast 500 trip there. It's a 10-day itinerary. And you can see all the information. Lots and lots of information you can put into these trips. And you can save that itinerary and then modify it for yourself. If we go back, there's Northeast 250, Northumberland 250. Lots and lots of very classic road trips. But if we want to plan our own trip, we go into a new trip and we'll plan a trip from here. First of all, we'll just do something simple. Let's say we're going from Cornwall to Wales, 2 stops in Wales and home. Let's see how that works. So let's call this the Wales trip. Oh, so where are we going? It wants to know where we're going. So let's create a new Wales trip. And where are we going? So let's say we're going to Mumbles. Now, obviously, that puts it as the first stop. Now, we don't want that as the first stop. So we're going to add another stop in, which is going to be where I live. And then we'll just swap them round. So we come over here and literally swap that round, and you can see that's gone from 1 to 2. So you can see there we have our first stop. Now we can make that an overnight stop, an activity. So let's make that an overnight. We're staying at the farm campsite. And it's cost us, I don't know, £20. And notes be there before 10 p.m. And we could upload a photo, but we can also open it up in Google Maps as well. So let's say that's as far as we want to go on our first day. Then on day 2, we want to go on to, I don't know, let's have a look over there. Fishguard. So day 2 we want to go to Fishguard. That is going to be an activity. And we're going to be, what do we do at Fishguard? Eat fish and chips. Eat fish and chips. Don't forget sauce. Don't forget the sauce. There you are, a note. But later on in that day, we're going to carry on to Aberystwyth, let's say. So we add another stop in. There's our stop, Aberystwyth. And that is going to be an overnight again. And we're paying £30 this time because it's a little bit more expensive up there. The custom stop name is the Beach campsite. I'm just making all this up, as you are aware. So there we are. And that's our overnight. And the next day, we're going home. So we've made a trip. We made a couple of days trip. And we can go into far more detail. And what I'm going to do is I am going to do one in a minute that is going to represent some of the travelling we're planning on doing in the summer. And we'll see how that works. That's going to involve flights. So we'll see how the app works on that. And we'll also try a road trip into Europe. I think we'll try the road trip to Europe first. And then we'll try a further trip that involves buses and airplanes. And see how we get on with that. Just so you can see it working. So there we are. That's our trip. And we might want to share it. V might want to know where we're going. So Facebook Messenger. I can email it to her, I can WhatsApp it to her, I can send it on Twitter, share it on Twitter, or share it on Facebook, or even add it to a website. So I could add it to a blog if I wanted to. We could have a private page on a blog where we shared all our information as well, if we're doing it with a couple of people, so we can share that information with them. So there's all that we can do as well, so that's pretty good. There we are, so that is our road trip. Now if we go back, you can see I've actually played around with it a little bit already. So there's our Mumbo's road trip. So that was in the Indonesian one I've been trying earlier on. I'm going to delete that trip so we can do it from scratch. And there's a duplicate of the North Coast that we were looking at. So I'm going to delete that as well. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to do a trip to France. So let's say we're going to Roscoff. Roscoff in France. So that's a new trip. But obviously, that's going to be, Roscoff is going to be day 2. So we'll put that there. Day 1, we'll start at home. And the first stop is going to be Plymouth, or Brittany Ferries, Plymouth. Brittany Ferries. So it finds everything pretty easily. And that's going to be an overnight sailing. So we call it an overnight, and it's cost me, I don't know how much it's cost me. It's cost me £200 to go across there. Ferry across to France. We could upload a picture of it again. And day 2, we're in Roscoff. So let's just come into the map a bit so we can see what's actually happening here. So you can see that this time. So you can see we've left home. We've gone into Plymouth Ferry Port. Now if I come right in, so you can see this. You can see we're on the ferry port, and it even shows you, I can assure you this is the route you take because I've done it. You have to go through this little sort of bit here where they're checking your car and everything before you carry on over. And there's the route across. It even shows you, it picks up the route across to France, which is pretty good. And there's how you come into the Roscoff ferry. So we've got the Roscoff, and where do we want to go from Roscoff? Let's say we're going to Morlaix. So the next stop is going to be Morlaix. Morlaix, France. Now that you could go into more detail, you could have your hotel, your campsite, or whatever you're staying at there. And we're going to make Morlaix an overnight, and then we could carry on to another location again. You can build it up as much as you want. Maybe I'm going to try something now. I don't know if this is going to work. So the next day, can we click on a place? Yes, we can add. So we can click on a place, add that to day 3 as a activity, and add it to, there you are, look at that guys. So there we are. You can add that, but maybe, I don't know, you wanted to go here. So we want to add that on day 3. And that's a place of interest we want to go to. We add that to the trip. Now obviously it's going backwards and forwards here because it's not in the right order. But all we got to do is come over here and just rearrange the order, and there you can see. So now we've come from the Roscoff ferry, or come from Roscoff, sorry, where we stayed overnight. We've gone to have a look at this place of interest. We carry on then. So it really is quite good. I don't know if we can set durations. No, we can't. But maybe that's something that could be done at a later stage. So we're going to certain places and we could have durations, how long you could stay there for maybe. Sometimes you're on a tight schedule to get somewhere else. You've got to catch a ferry, you've got to catch an airplane, and maybe you could put timings in there as well. So that could be something that could be added. Maybe, I don't know. One other thing I think could also be added is we've got an overnight, and I don't know, the France Hotel we'll call it. The France Hotel, and it's cost us, it's an expensive one, this one's $150 a night. Now if we pre-booked it, it'd be great if we could just select a tick box there to say booked. So when you're sharing it with other people, you could have the other people added there as well. So if you're going with a group of 4 of you, as you're booking, everybody's bookings would appear there. Just an idea, I don't know. What do you think? Tell us below. You can see how that works really, really well. And I'd imagine you could go anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pick up somewhere else. We're going to say Bulgaria. We're going to add that as day 4. Add it to the trip. And there you are. You can see that it's planned the route for you. Use this in a different way, I think. You could possibly say, I'm leaving from my hometown and I want to go to Turkey. But on the way to Turkey, I want to go to Hungary, a certain place in Hungary. And you could add all these stops in, and it plans a route, and then you can start researching it more and adding bits and pieces into it as you go. So you could say, I've got 10 days, let's see what I can do in 10 days. And you can see as it's breaking it up here, you're getting all the information. I'm not quite sure where it's getting the cost from, unless that's just the cost I've entered. I don't know. Maybe it's working out fuel as well there, because I'm not quite sure where that's coming from. But it gives you your mileage, your stops, and how many days you're going to be travelling. So that's pretty good, isn't it? And as we said before, we can share it. And we can put a date in as well when we want to do it. So we actually wanted to start it there. 6th of June to the 12th of June. And there you are. That is really, really good. You can plan that, share that. So you're getting together with your friends and going somewhere. And it all starts working out. And maybe they can't make the first bit of the journey. And they have to, they got to work. So they got to leave a little bit later so they can tie up with you at a later part in the journey. So they can plan their journey separately and get there and meet you en route. So that's brilliant. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to try something a little bit different. And I've done this already, so I know what happens, but I'm going to show you guys as well. So this is going to be a new trip, and this is going to be, we're going to Bali. Bali, Indonesia. And it's going to involve airplanes, and it's going to involve road trips. So probably going to push the app a little bit further than Harry, the guy who wrote it, intentions. But let's see how far we can go, eh? We're going to create a new trip. Now, that's going to be probably day 3. Day 1, we're going to start from home. And the first stop is going to be Plymouth bus station. Plymouth coach station, maybe. Plymouth coach station, there you are. So that's our first stop. And that is going to be an overnight journey. Well, it's not an overnight stay, is it? It's an overnight journey. Bus, Heathrow. And we'll get a few errors coming up here. Sorry we could not build your route. I think it's struggling to come across to Bali. Day 2, we go to Heathrow bus station, coach station, Heathrow Central coach station, and then we got to go to Terminal 2 maybe, I don't know. Terminal 2, we're going to fly with Singapore Airlines because we'll go to Singapore. Singapore Airlines Terminal 2. See, I've done this before, can't you? From Singapore, that would be an overnight again, so we're going to have to move that down. We'd fly to Singapore Airport, which is Changi. I don't know what terminal we come into, but we just say Terminal 3. Then we're going to go on to Bali, which would be Denpasar Airport. And there it is, Augusta. I always pronounce that right. Wrong. I always pronounce that somehow. So we go there, and then we go to our accommodation, which would be somewhere we've stayed before, Suji Bungalow, and it's finding it. And this is in Indonesia, so it's finding that. You can see that as soon as we add overseas trips, if we do it backwards, it can't plan. So we can see stop 1 to Plymouth, stop 2, stop 3 to come into the bus station, and there's where Singapore Airlines is. So you can see it finds it, it's just not planning routes. Although I know if I do it the other way and plan from the UK outwards, it will plan your routes until we get to the airplane, and it can't pick that up. So maybe that's something that could be done at a later stage, because I think if that was done, this program would be of more use to a lot more people. Lots and lots of people are traveling overseas and doing gap years and all sorts of things like that, and lots of people are just traveling the world, and this would be a great way of them keeping a record of where they've been, being able to share it with their friends and family, where they're going, their plans. And sometimes, you know, even the safety feature, you know, if they share where they're going and they don't communicate, at least people know roughly where they are. So there's lots of little benefits from this, potentially. So you can see there, it goes that far. And we could add in another one. Say, for instance, we decide to go from Suji Bungalows, and we'll make that an overnight again. So it's seen as an overnight, and that was £17 a night for 2 people with breakfast. Yeah, it really is that cheap. And from there, the next day we're going to go to Nusa Penida. Nusa Penida, and you can see it picks up again. Sorry, we could not build your route. We cannot read properties. Undefined reading length. So that may be something that the developers of this app can sort out, because I think it's going to be of use to people. I really do. So there you are. We won't go any further. That just gives you an idea. We can share that map. We can add photos. Should we add a photo? Let's go back in there. Let's add a photo in there. That's that one. So we can upload a photograph, and there you can see, and then we can click on that photograph. But it does have this problem here with building the route. But I'm sure that will be fixed. And you can see there, all the routes we've created are there. We can go in and edit our profile, so we can upload a photo of ourselves if we want to. Just make it a little bit more personal. We got our settings, so you can change it from kilometers to miles. And your subscription status, so you can see there we have a premium account, and I paid for it. I'm not being paid to do this, by the way. I will add that in. I spoke to Harry, the developer of this, at the NEC show, and he gave me a discount code to share with the channel. I've used that discount code, so I've got 50% off. However, he's not paying me anything for this. I will add that in. This is what I think of this app. Wilder Trips boasts a massive library of pre-built itineraries and famous road trips, saving you absolute hours of research. I don't know about you, but I've used spreadsheets and Google Maps to plan my trips in the past, and I'll show you some of my previous trips. And in that spreadsheet, I've placed destinations, links to maps, so I can bring the maps up, links to the hotel. Now all this is going to be in one place on the app. And what's even better is down below, we're actually going to give you a discount. You're going to get 50% off if you use our code. That's brilliant, isn't it? I can't believe it. So chuffed we got this discount to be able to give to you guys. Well, believe it or not, we've got to the end of this video now, and it's not a sales pitch. Hopefully you've seen from this video exactly what it's about. We met Harry up at the NEC show, and when we saw the app, we just thought it was excellent. We're not getting paid for this. It's just something we thought was brilliant. He's still working on it. There's a lot of development to carry on, and he's going to make it better. We just figured it was perfect for us, and we're going to try it, and hopefully it's going to work really, really well for the next 12 months of what we're doing. And with a discount code, why don't you give it a go as well? Well, I say you've got nothing to lose, you've got a bit of cash to lose, but 50% less than it would have been. So give it a go. Anyway, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more stuff, and it's not necessarily stuff like this, trying to sell you stuff. I'm not trying to sell you stuff, am I? I'm just trying to show you what is available. If you want to see more of our adventures, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you aboard, guys. Anyway, see you in the next video. See you later. Bye. And you've got to remember, life ain't about sitting still, is it? It's about embracing, enjoying the journey. With Wilder Trips, your next adventure is just a tap away. Come on, let's adventure together. See you in the next video, guys, right?